Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. So I am about to do a review on a 2020 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. This is thanks to John Price, who is a buddy of John Maxwell here at Maxwell's Motorcycles. Now, you guys who watch the channel know that I've been a fan of Indian motorcycles really since I rode them. I think they are great bikes. I've had a bit of an interesting dynamic with Indian on this channel, but I won't get into that here. What I will say is that being able to ride this Chieftain Dark Horse in length, more so than just like a demo ride, has been really a pleasure. This bike, as far as I'm aware, I believe only has the Reinhardt slip-ons. It does have the Adam Sandoval edition highway footboards on here, which are very nice. I enjoyed those yesterday. So yesterday I did log an hour and a half, and actually I can show you exactly how much I logged in this because of the data logger that's on here. If you run through the screens here, you'll see, so yesterday I rode an hour and 23 minutes, 64 miles, and I was stopped for 6 minutes basically at a gas station. That's the ride I took yesterday up through Pine Mountain, which was John Maxwell's recommendation. So being able to log a non-dealership sanctioned demo ride for an hour and a half and kind of getting to throw this bike around was a huge pleasure. I thought this was absolutely great. So let's go ahead and get on down the road and put some more miles on this bike and talk about the Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. So I will say with this Chieftain Dark Horse that on the sport mode, it is very twitchy, but when you put it in tour mode, it's just not as twitchy. And what's nice about this motorcycle is that, with the Reinhardt pipes on here, it sounds properly loud. It's not excessive, but it has just a real nice rumble to it. And I would consider this to be a very, very nice package. I've always been a fan of Reinhardt's sound. This definitely sounds like a really, really nice package on this bike. If I were to buy a Dark Horse, this is the way that I would go. It is an awesome motorcycle. People that ask me what I think about these bikes are kind of quick to say, like, would you consider buying a Chieftain Dark Horse? And the short answer to that is 100%. These motorcycles are amazing. There's nothing really bad you could say about them. The one thing I hear people say is like, oh, it's a Polaris. And I laugh at that because like Polaris is a super successful company that makes solid products, that has a good reputation, and they are behind Indian. So if anything, it actually strengthens the argument a little bit that it's not just some reboot of Indian that's going to be gone, flash in the pan tomorrow. It's probably here to stay. And the products that they're putting out, they're awesome. And I'm proud to be an American. So back to this Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. These motorcycles, and it's been said a million times, but I'm just going to reiterate. As far as a Chieftain versus a Street Glide, the weight on these motorcycles for Indian is just so much lower. They've got the center of gravity on these bikes to a position where you don't feel like you're on a 700-pound motorcycle by no stretch of the imagination. It's just a very easy bike to handle if you're concerned about weight. They also, because of that lower center of gravity, it's just easier to kind of move it around. And that's one thing that I think that Indian has significantly over Harley-Davidson right now is the engineering. The thing that I say, and good suspension as well. The thing I will say, and I will continue to say until Indian can improve upon, is to me, I just happen to prefer the look and fit and finish of a Harley over an Indian. And I always attribute it to the paint. Now, this red on this Indian Chieftain Dark Horse is by far one of my favorite colors. It's between this and the white. The white Challenger that I test drove recently on my channel, the red and white just look killer. And if I were to buy one, this would probably be the exact bike that I would buy in this red color. Being that we're in this weird position right now in the bagger market where I am fully convinced Harley has a new touring frame coming in the next year or two, and I don't have the money available to go out and buy a bike today and then turn around and flip it tomorrow when the next thing comes out. I just have to wait. I think that Indian, if they were to put the Power Plus in the Chieftain Dark Horse, that it would be a motorcycle that I would very, very much consider. And then I'm looking at Harley saying that they are also going to have a new touring frame coming out, probably with the Revolution Max. And if that's going to happen, well, then I got to wait for that too. So, you know, I don't tend to be the kind of person who's like, oh, well, you have to wait for the next thing. Because if you do that, you never buy anything. You know, kind of always the fear of missing out. But in the state of motorcycles, I think enough significant changes are coming in the near future that it's worth waiting. And, you know, of course I want to say, you know, yeah, this is great, I would go buy one tomorrow, but I'd be lying. I just feel like I need to wait. Now, I know it doesn't take anything away from this bike. It doesn't take anything away from the Challenger. And to be honest with you, I would say it doesn't even take anything away from the current Harley-Davidson touring line, because it is what it is, but I know the next thing is coming. And, you know, I certainly do love a Harley-Davidson touring bike, but I could not buy something knowing that next thing is coming out. So maybe if you like, share, subscribe, I can start buying all kinds of motorcycles and having a total blast. But you know, my life today certainly does not allow for that type of action, and that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, this bike is awesome. If you're in the market and you're, you know, on the fence for an Indian, I would say that you probably don't have to straddle that fence very long, because they are worthwhile for sure. And I'm super pumped that John gave me the ability, John Price that is, gave me the ability to take this bike out for a couple days and really get a feel for it from more than just a demo test ride point of view. These bikes are legit, and I put my stamp of approval on them for sure. Even with the relationship that I've had with Indian, there is no doubt that this bike is worthy of a recommendation, as is the Challenger. I still have not ridden a Chief. I don't know when that's going to happen. I would like to. I would certainly like to compare that to the Softail. It's something that I think is certainly worthy of a comparison. So with that being said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. See you guys next time.